Climate change adaptation and education for sustainable development. Weather and climate. The climate impacts our mood, the way we dress, what we eat, and what we do. Weather is a term that describes the current atmospheric conditions in a specific place and time. It includes elements such as temperature, humidity, wind speed, and barometric pressure, among others. Climate is not the same as weather. Instead, it is the average weather pattern for a particular region throughout a long period, comprised of approximately 30 years. Changes in weather occur daily and are easily identifiable. Yet, climate changes are not easily detected, since careful measurements are required throughout long periods of time. Climate change. Earth's climate has been continuously changing as the planet ecologically evolves. These changes are due to natural causes and/or human events, known as anthropogenic activities. The quantity of solar radiation that reaches Earth, volcanic eruptions, and changes in ocean currents, such as El Niño, are examples of natural causes. Most of the historical climate changes, meaning those originating from natural causes, have occurred in time periods greater than a human lifetime, centuries, millenniums, or millions of years. However, natural causes are only a small part of the current warming trend, which has been observed during the second part of the 20th century. At present, there is indisputable evidence that Earth's climate is changing as a result of human activities, mainly in the increase of carbon dioxide emissions. The vast majority of scientists concur that the increasing concentrations of greenhouse gases, which trap heat in the atmosphere, are triggering climate change. The scientific community has made projections concerning climate change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC for short, is one of the more precise sources of information on climate change. The IPCC's reports are available in the website www.ipcc.ch. This table, prepared by this panel in 2007, presents climate change projections for 2099. You can also develop activities that will allow you to understand climate change and to identify the ways in which you can respond. Here you will be taught how to do so. Conduct your own weather measurements. The necessary materials for the development of this activity are pencil, notebook, thermometer, containers for rain collection, a graduated cylinder or a measuring cup, a flag or a piece of cloth, compass, wind meter. You can use simple instruments to obtain weather measurements. However, there are various measurements that do not require special equipment, such as cloud cover. Observe if the sky is clear or partly cloudy, meaning that less than half of the sky is covered with clouds, mainly cloudy. That is, more than half of the sky is covered by clouds or completely cloudy. Cloud type. Observers must identify high and low clouds, cloud color, and cloud type, such as cumulus, cirrus, or stratus clouds. Temperature. Use a simple thermometer. Make sure to keep it away from direct sunlight. Read the temperature. Rainfall. Collect rainfall in a simple container and then pour the rainfall into a graduated cylinder or a measuring cup. Wind speed and direction. The direction from where the wind blows can be estimated from observing smoke from a chimney or a flag and using a compass. A wind meter is required to measure wind speed. Meteorological observations should be conducted every day, at the same hour during an entire week. Record these observations and compile the data in tables and graphics that present how the weather changes from day to day. You can establish a permanent weather station at your school or community for the analysis of the climate changes. Responding to climate change. You can also develop activities that will allow you to understand climate change and to identify the ways in which you can respond. Here you will be taught how to do so. Mitigation and adaptation are two important ways of doing so. Mitigation involves the attempt to slow down the process of global climate change through the reduction of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. There are many actions that individuals can take. For example, reducing their own energy consumption, using renewable energy sources, reducing the use of excessive packaging, and planting trees. Nevertheless, it is necessary to understand the inevitable nature of climate change. Some aspects, such as the increase in sea level, will continue for centuries, even if the concentration of greenhouse gases are stabilized. Adaptation relates to how to live with a degree of global warming that cannot be stopped. There are different ways in which we can adapt to climate change. Some of them are the construction of retaining walls for structures, the relocation of buildings to higher ground to protect communities against increased sea flooding, as well as the implementation of better coastal development practices, such as keeping beaches and coastal waters clean. We can undertake adaptation and mitigation measures at a national, community, and individual level. Sandwatch participants can learn this through the following activity. Materials: pencil, notebook, and a clipboard. Procedure: divide participants into small groups and ask each group to list mitigation and adaptation measures for different levels. National level: this level is comprised by the country or island. For example, the construction of sea defenses for the protection of coastal infrastructures from rising sea levels. Community level: this level includes the groups that form in towns and communities, such as non-governmental organizations, school clubs, and community groups. An example of this level is starting a recycling program. Individual level: this level is comprised by the things that we all can do. For example, we can conserve energy by turning off the lights when no one is in a room. Ask each person to select an activity from the individual level list so that they can implement it at home for 1 week. After this week, people should report on their implementation success, problems that were encountered, and how their family members responded to the activity. Climate change and beaches. Beaches are places of social, economic, and cultural importance. They are also being affected by climate change in different ways. It is expected that the effects of this change will intensify. The increase in sea level, extreme weather events, changing precipitation patterns, rising temperatures, and the acidification of the oceans are examples of the effects of global climate change. Sandwatch and climate change adaptation. One of the ways in which humans can adapt to climate change is by making sure that the ecosystems are healthier and more resilient. A white beach with a coastal forest and protected by a healthy coral reef can better withstand sea level rise and the impact of future high wave events. Sandwatch focuses on data collection that confirms the transformations that occur in beaches. This information allows constituents to undertake wise and efficient decision-making concerning the conservation, use, and management of coastal and marine resources. This is an ideal program if you wish to contribute towards climate change adaptation.